Good evening, I'm Hanomansing. Tonight, hospitalizations seem to be stabilizing in western provinces. So what's going on in Ontario?
More and more people in ICU, more and more people on ventilators.
More severe restrictions might be just around the corner.
Only about 6% of all of these cases were determined to have been acquired at school.
Alberta sends kids into schools, Ontario holds them back. Why the difference?
It's heartbreaking.
Cost-cutting moves by WestJet could affect at least 1,000 workers. And getting a vaccine more quickly?
It's the craziest reason to head down to another country, but it seems to be the driving force right now.
Can Canadian seniors get an early shot in Florida? This is The National. Again this evening across the country, there is deep concern about COVID. Health officials continue to warn us to resist pandemic fatigue. The rules differ depending on where you live, in part because the impact of the virus has been different. And here's an important indicator: COVID-19 patients in ICUs. In BC and Alberta, Saskatchewan and Manitoba, it is touch and go with occupancy near pandemic highs. But the numbers are going down, at least for now. Not so in central Canada, particularly in Ontario, where the number of ICU patients have broken records 4 days straight. Dr. Gebersalasa shows us what that fight looks like.
Ontario's ICUs are under unprecedented stress.
This is the most serious situation we've ever been in, ever, since the beginning of this pandemic.
And officials are preparing people for it to get worse.
It's going the wrong way. We have more and more people hospitalized, more and more people in ICU, more and more people on ventilators.
26 people reported dead today, which is low by recent standards. The pandemic has now claimed more than 4,800 lives in the province.
This morning they were taking someone out. And every time I see that, it makes me cry because it's somebody's loved one that's being taken out on a stretcher.
These sisters are seeing the worst of this pandemic. They help care for their mother, who is living in the middle of an outbreak at our long-term care home. They can't understand how the province is here again.
We were told the second wave was going to be worse than the first. Everyone warned us. This is not news to us.
To save more lives, more hospitals outside of the hotspots are helping out. In the province's southwest, Sarnia has already stepped up. Now this hospital's ICU is at capacity, with half of the patients coming from elsewhere, including nearby Windsor.
The quote lockdown we're facing now, I don't think it's having any impact at all.
The CEO of Windsor Regional Hospital is calling for more restrictions.
Quebec has put into place a curfew, and that's probably something our province needs to look at.
No calls for a curfew today, but the Premier did issue this warning.
There will be further measures because this is getting out of control, and we have to do whatever it takes.
So, Makta, what do we know about when the province is expected to announce further measures?
Well, we heard today that it will be paired with new modeling projections expected next week. But at this point, we already know that things like in-class learning for students, that's being pushed back, and for good reason. We have heard that, when it comes to COVID tests, kids under the age of 13 are now testing positive, 1 in 5 cases, in fact. And the CEO in that story, he says he's seeing that as well. In fact, the youngest person hospitalized with COVID in Windsor is 3 years old, he says. Ian?
Makta Gebersalasa in Toronto tonight. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Well, for more on this, let's bring in Dr. Zane Chagla with St. Joseph's Healthcare in Hamilton. And Dr. Chagla, what is going on, particularly in Southern Ontario?
Yeah, so I think there's 3 things. One, it's been 14 days since the initial lockdown. So everything that's happened over the past week, unfortunately, is transmission that occurred prior to lockdown. So we're not seeing those effects yet. Number 2, I think we all understand there were gatherings over the holidays, and that may have led to transmission within households. And number 3, even with these restrictions in mind, there are workplaces that are still having transmission events, regardless of the lockdown, places that need to stay open where unfortunately, people are still being exposed to COVID-19 and spreading it across their communities.
And you are, of course, seeing patients who are infected, and from that perspective, where are they picking up the infections?
Yeah, it's a bit of all of this. I mean, we're seeing people that minimize their symptoms, that congregated to others, that didn't get tested, that spread it amongst households and other gatherings. We're seeing people who get it from workplaces and, again, either get sick themselves or bring it back into their own households or to other vulnerable individuals. And unfortunately, this dynamic between, workplaces, indoor gatherings, symptoms, isn't necessarily being addressed with all of this, and unfortunately, we keep seeing transmission from it.
All right, Dr. Chagla, thank you very much.
No problem.
In Manitoba, a strict lockdown has been extended for another 2 weeks as hundreds of COVID-19 cases have been linked to the holidays.
We have gathering sizes that took place of more than 24 people. Our numbers were going in the right direction, but now we're at risk of reversing that.
More than 355 current cases have been attributed to gatherings, and that number is expected to climb in the coming days.
Canadian residents owning property in the province or who have family members residing in New Brunswick are not permitted to enter the province. We've returned to the pre-June rule that unnecessary travel into New Brunswick is prohibited.
With new daily cases now into the double digits, New Brunswick will re-implement border restrictions on travel that is not essential. And Nova Scotia will now require those entering from New Brunswick to isolate for 14 days. Not long ago, some provinces were struggling to use the vaccine doses they had on hand, but more doses are expected as early as next week. As Tom Perry explains, for some premiers, they can't arrive soon enough.
Under fire just days ago for rolling out vaccines too slowly, Ontario's premier now claims the problem is supply.
We're all hopeful the federal government will get us more vaccines.
Ontario expects to receive tens of thousands of doses in the coming days and weeks, but Ford not the only premier demanding more.
Now, I'm not pointing fingers, but the Government of Canada is responsible for the procurement.
The premiers and I discussed the vaccine rollout across the country.
The Prime Minister this week expressed frustration with the pace of vaccination programs. Justin Trudeau spoke to the premiers last night about how to speed things up, assuring them more doses are on the way.
We're working with our procurement partners and manufacturers to accelerate the delivery of approved vaccines as much as possible.
Federal officials today sticking to their pledge of delivering 6 million doses of Moderna and Pfizer vaccines by the end of March and millions more after that.
What I can say confidently is that we will be able to inoculate any Canadian who wishes to be vaccinated by the end of September 2021.
Demand is high. Healthcare workers in Ottawa today lining up for vaccinations, for now in limited supply. While Ottawa works to secure more doses of the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines, Health Canada is continuing to assess two others by AstraZeneca and Johnson & Johnson. There's no word yet on when they might be approved. Tom Perry, CBC News, Ottawa.
With climbing COVID cases, some challenging decisions about school. Should buildings stay open for in-class learning, or should kids stay home? As Deanna Sumanak-Johnson tells us, the answer is very different from province to province.
Have you guys talked about theme? Do you know what theme?
Shamila Shakil was not surprised to hear her two kids in elementary school won't be heading back to class on Monday.
So we know that people have been gathering. We know that the numbers are increasing.
Ontario made the call on Thursday to shut down schools.
117% increase of COVID cases amongst children in schools between the holidays. It's actually between Christmas and New Year's. This is extremely troubling.
Up to 50% of
this pediatric infectious disease physician calls the decision upsetting for many families who struggle with virtual learning. Still, she thinks it's the right one.
Isolation. These children don't live in isolation. They go back home, and the concern has always been about the transmission within the home, within the community, to our vulnerable elders.
But in Alberta, where average cases per 100,000 residents over the past week were similar to Ontario,
the classes will resume as planned on Monday, January the 11th.
Authorities there looked at a different number when making their decision, where COVID-positive kids picked up the virus.
Only about 6% of all of these cases were determined to have been acquired at school.
Still, this Edmonton father feels safer with his daughter learning online.
Why you'd want to keep everything, the businesses, hair salons, all that stuff shut down. Well, you reopen schools. I mean, there's 2,600 kids in my daughter's high school.
Meanwhile, Shamila Shakil isn't sure 2 weeks is enough time for schools to become safer.
We need to have kids with masks, so all kids. So right now it's mandatory mask wearing only for grades 4 through 12.
She'd also like to see improved ventilation and increased asymptomatic testing at schools, something Ontario's education minister says will happen. Deanna Sumanak-Johnson, CBC News, Toronto.
WestJet announced major cuts to its service and its workforce, the equivalent of 1,000 full-time positions, and is putting a lot of blame on the federal government. Carolyn Dunn shows us an industry that wants help and a government with demands of its own.
With a negative COVID test required of all international passengers, WestJet says bookings have slowed while cancellations are surging. So it's taking measures to cut the equivalent of 1,000 full-time jobs and cutting flight capacity by a third. Flight attendant and CUPE member Tammy Addersall has watched as many of her colleagues were forced onto unpaid leave. After 18 years on the job, she has no idea if she'll be next.
It's heartbreaking. I am absolutely vested in this company, obviously, being here for as long as I have been. So it's difficult to put into words.
The cuts highlight the standoff between the federal government and Canada's airline industry. The industry has received about $1.5 billion in federal wage subsidies, but there's been no direct bailout.
When we look at what the EU has done, what the US has done, and some governments in both Asia and in the Middle East, Canada is fallen short of what's happened over in those countries.
Today, the Prime Minister pointed to the airline's refusal to reimburse some customers as one issue standing between Canadian air carriers and federal assistance.
We've made it very clear that we expect people to be reimbursed. We expect regional routes to be protected. We expect certain things from the airline industry.
If aid doesn't come soon, industry analysts worry there may be no coming back for Canadian airlines.
I have to question at some point, when do you stop cutting and when do you just close the hangar doors?
To be honest, it's quite hurtful. I don't understand how through all of this, there hasn't been more support.
The federal government says discussions with the industry continue. Carolyn Dunn, CBC News, Calgary.
The December jobs report is out, showing just how hard the second wave is hitting workers. 63,000 jobs were lost compared to the previous month. This is the first decline in employment since the end of that first wave slammed businesses back in April. Also, 99,000 part-time jobs disappeared, young people bearing the brunt of that. As of December, 1.1 million Canadian workers had been affected by shutdowns through lost jobs or reduced hours. Business correspondent Peter Armstrong is here to help us understand those numbers and the cuts at WestJet. And Peter, what does it say about the state of the economy?
You know, Ian, they really help us sort of illustrate the two big forces at play in the economy. And one is dead simple. As restrictions grow and as fears sort of, really kick in and people start staying at home, the economy slows. And we've already seen that happen. That's what happened with December's numbers. And once again, it's hitting the most vulnerable, the most sort of precarious. The job losses we saw are largely in part-time, self-employed. In the accommodation and food services sector, they're getting clobbered just like they did last spring. And that also tells us about that second big force at play, that we're seeing something of a two-tiered recovery, that the losses and most of the hardship remain with the self-employed and the part-time workers and several sectors. While all that was happening, several other sectors still added like tens of thousands of jobs.
So that's a look back at December. Tell us what's happening now and what may come next.
Right. And look, there are good times ahead. We keep hearing that the vaccines are rolling out and everybody said we just need to get through this long, dark winter first. Well, that dark winter is here and it's really starting to show up in the data. As for what's happening now, Just look around. Walk down the main street of your town, your neighborhood. Economic activity was slowing in December. It's already way worse now. Economists say we may lose as many as 200,000 jobs in January and February.
All right. Always nice to hear from you, Peter. Thanks.
You bet.
Let's turn to the fallout from Wednesday's extraordinary scenes in Washington's Capitol building. Today, Canada's Prime Minister condemned it and blamed Donald Trump.
What we witnessed was an assault on democracy by violent rioters, incited by the current president and other politicians. Words have consequences, that choices made by people in power can have direct impact not just on behaviors, but on our very institutions, is an important thing.
And tonight, those consequences continue. Not only have dozens of charges been laid, but Donald Trump has lost a key means of communication, and he's facing a possible second impeachment. That's where senior correspondent Susan Ormiston starts her story.
You'll never take back our country with weakness.
But since Wednesday, it's Trump who's being weakened, accused now of willfully inciting violence against the U.S. government in new articles of impeachment drafted by House Democrats as they ratchet up pressure to remove him from office with fewer than 2 weeks to go. Tonight, Twitter silenced Trump permanently, suspending his account after more than 25,000 presidential tweets, citing the risk of further incitement of violence.
Our capital! Our capital!
The riots this week crossed a line, even pitting some members of his own party against him.
Donald Trump has acted shamefully. He has been in flagrant dereliction of his duty, and he will be remembered for having incited this and for having drawn more division into an already divided people.
A new poll says 57% of Americans want Trump to resign, including a first Republican Senator, Lisa Murkowski.
So help me God. Congratulations, Mr. President.
Trump confirmed he will skip his successor's inauguration, the first president to do so in 150 years. Good, says President-elect Joe Biden.
One of the few things he and I have ever agreed on. It's a good thing I'm not showing up.
Biden again condemned the rioters as thugs, white supremacists, and anti-Semites. The FBI has arrested more, including Richard Barnett, smug, here in the Speaker's office.
I own this goddamn house. This is my house.
Indignant outside after being maced and now under arrest.
Lindsey Graham, you are a traitor to the country.
But Trump supporters clearly are not standing down at a Washington airport, hounding Senator Lindsey Graham for abandoning the president, once a strong ally.
You know it was rigged. You know it was rigged.
As the White House warns, pursuing impeachment will only further divide the country. Twitter was Trump's direct pipeline to more than 90 million people, and tonight he took to the official presidential account at POTUS to castigate Twitter for colluding with the Democrats, he says, to silence him, and promised he'd be back on a new platform very soon. House Speaker Pelosi, in a new interview, claims the president is unhinged and actually asked the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff for assurances if an unstable president chose to use the nuclear codes, Ian.
And Susan, I want to ask one more question about impeachment. Within this short time frame, is it possible?
Sure, it's possible for a vote in the House even next week, but a trial in the Senate to remove the president, that's more unlikely. And Joe Biden indicated today he just wants to get sworn in on the 20th and get his administration up and running.
Senior correspondent Susan Ormiston in Washington. Thanks. In the UK, 1 out of 30 Londoners now has the coronavirus.
I'm afraid this virus is out of control.
Up next, the country's crisis point and what researchers in this country have learned about tracking the variants. Plus, a feeling thousands can relate to.
It makes you feel powerless when you have a successful established career and it's suddenly swiped out from under you.
From yoga mats to pots of coffee, how one woman pulled off the pandemic pivot. And a final moment.
Here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
After more than 8,000 episodes, Alex Trebek's final sign-off. We're back in 2. Welcome back. Globally, the pandemic numbers are stark. More than 88 million cases of COVID-19 have now been reported, with the global death toll sitting at more than 1.9 million. The United States has had nearly 22 million cases and more than 360,000 deaths, a number fueled today by a record-breaking number.
It's every 6 seconds now a new case, and every 8 minutes somebody's dying here. But we've seen this across the country, and we've seen it particularly here.
The U.S. recording more than 4,000 COVID-19 deaths in a single day for the first time ever. That breaks a record set just one day earlier. As infections incubate after the busy holiday season, the numbers are expected to get even worse.
Over the past few days, we have seen some of the highest numbers of deaths recorded at any point in the pandemic.
The head of the World Health Organization calling on European countries to do more as COVID-19 fatalities rise in the region and as the new, more infectious variant spreads to 22 countries. The UK also reported record highs today for new COVID-19 cases and for deaths. It's the third day of a new national lockdown there. And as Farah Morali tells us, the mayor of London says his city is in crisis.
This is the soundtrack to the streets of London these days. Today, another daily record shattered for new coronavirus deaths. More than 1,300 in the UK.
1, 2, 3.
Hospitalizations are multiplying, pushing healthcare workers to the brink.
We're really struggling with just the sheer numbers of people coming in.
Those working on the front line say they've never seen anything like this.
The concern is when all the neighbouring hospitals run out of capacity, then you enter really quite a frightening area, and that's what we need to avoid. We don't want to get to the place where we don't have enough capacity to care for everyone.
In London, the mayor declared a major incident, an emergency measure usually used for catastrophes like terror attacks or riots.
I'm afraid this virus is out of control. The NHS in London is at risk of being overwhelmed.
The numbers paint a troubling picture of just how bad the situation is right now in London. It's estimated 1 in every 30 people is infected with COVID-19. In some neighborhoods, the city's mayor says that's even higher, with 1 in every 20 infected.
The hope now, England's new, tougher lockdown will curb the virus's spread.
Measures that were sufficient beforehand to control the virus, or at least to not let it grow, all of a sudden are no longer sufficient.
Experts who studied the new COVID variant during a similar lockdown in November, when schools were still open, say measures then did little to stop it.
And then instead of the case decreasing, the cases would double, triple, maybe even quadruple in the same time period.
An injection of good news today, the Moderna vaccine has now been approved for use in the UK. Another weapon in the battle against surging infections. A battle that is proving harder to fight every day. Farah Morali, CBC News, London.
And new findings tonight on Pfizer-BioNTech's COVID vaccine. Research suggesting the vaccine will be effective on mutations like those first found in the UK and South Africa. The variant that emerged in the UK is now in at least 45 countries, and that includes Canada. Christine Birak looks at what makes it so contagious.
As coronavirus variant B117 continues its spread around the globe, labs across Canada are on high alert.
To date, there have been 14 cases of a variant virus first reported in the UK.
This is definitely a variant of concern. There's no doubt that it's having an impact at the population level.
In England, it now accounts for nearly 30% of cases. Computer modeling suggests this variant spreads more quickly.
We need to keep following it. We need to continue sequencing it.
Researchers in Ontario have developed new tests to try and identify variants faster. To find out if someone's infected with B117, they snip out a portion of the virus's genetic material for testing. Genetic sequences look a lot like barcodes. Compared to the original, the new variant has 23 areas of change or mutations, including some that affect the virus's outer spike.
It's exactly that spike protein that causes the virus to attach to humans. And if there's changes that make it attach better, that's more concerning.
It's called a lock and key mechanism. The virus's spikes act as a key that must unlock our cells to get in and cause the infection. The variant has a mutation that appears to make that easier.
Because of this one change, the virus can actually grab hold of that lock more tightly.
Most COVID vaccines also work by using the spike to show our immune system what the enemy looks like, which is why many worry about the impact on vaccines.
It would require many, many mutations to render our vaccines non-effective.
So far, most cases of the variant in Canada have been linked to travel. Some experts argue stricter public health measures are needed to get ahead of this latest threat. Christine Birak, CBC News, Toronto.
And a case of the variant first discovered in South Africa has been detected in Alberta. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Dina Hinshaw says it was found in a traveler who's now in quarantine. Dr. Hinshaw adds there's been no evidence it spread and that the province's protection measures are sufficient. Coming up, warm weather and vaccines.
Florida, I don't think intentionally wanted to incentivize travel by now offering vaccines to Canadian snowbirds, but they've done a good job of it.
Governments are discouraging travel, but some Canadian snowbirds are benefiting by going south. Exactly a year ago, Ukrainian Airlines Flight 752 was shot down over the outskirts of Tehran. 138 of those aboard were bound for Canada. A tragedy today marked by the Prime Minister.
To the family members and friends who had planned to pick their loved ones up at the airport, to everyone who was looking forward to seeing your beloved partner, child, or parent, I cannot imagine your pain. Know that you are in our thoughts today.
The Trudeau government has designated this a National Day of Remembrance for victims of air disasters, including Flight 752. Susanna De Silva shows us how the tragedy continues to haunt those who lost loved ones.
A small gesture at a family bakery that suffered enormous loss.
I come every week, but this today is special. And we keep up remembering them for a long time. Yeah, it's even if I don't know them, when I see their pictures, it's different.
This bakery served as a gathering place after the tragedy. It had been run by two of the victims, Ayesha Pourgadari and her 17-year-old daughter Fatime. Husband and father Amir has since had to pass the business on to family friends after the memories became too much.
امیر متاسفانه بعد این اتفاق مثل درخت که میشکنه شکسته شد.
Meanwhile, in Toronto, family and friends marched on the streets.
It's just such a sad day. It's been a year, but the pain is not gone. It's still there. I think about the families, their parents. Just the pain is unbearable.
It's terrible. It's just terrible.
Shaheen Mogadam lost his wife and 10-year-old son.
No one can have imagined what's going to us. You lost your hope, your future, your plans in a sudden of a blink.
He, like all those here, are looking for one thing from Iran.
We want to bring those chain of commanders, start from the Torrem 1 operator up to Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, see them in the court.
1 year, pain, suffering, crying, enough is enough. They're playing a game with us. Stop your game. Stop it. You're suffering day by day. We want answers. Why did you shoot civilian airplane? Why?
1 year on, while the hope for answers is fading, the pain is not. Susanna De Silva, CBC News, Vancouver.
Coming up, persevering through the pandemic.
I got into the coffee business because it was essential to my survival.
With no money left, she started a new business to stay afloat. Plus,
this has become more my local friendship support group because we can't travel the same way.
Despite lockdowns and restrictions, how a group of women made lifelong connections.
We'll get through this as long as we do it for each other. Stay together, stay strong, stay positive.
We've been bringing you stories of perseverance in these hard times.
This province has really shown its resilience in the past, and hopefully it gets us through this too.
Canadians everywhere have found ways to help each other.
We try and keep it calm. To cope it, we do some dice games, movie nights as a family.
But not everyone lives in a family setting. For many, work provides that social outlet. Tonight, Nick Purdon has the story of a woman who worked to build a livelihood only to lose it to the pandemic. She bounced back by taking a chance and counting on her community.
People buy a coffee, and that means I can put dinner on the table tonight. It means I can pay my rent.
Hi. Hi, how are you?
Can I make you coffee?
Yes, please.
Amazing.
For Nancy Silverman, coffee is now how she hopes to survive the pandemic.
I just have medium roast today, if that's cool.
Yeah, no worries.
Her coffee shop is as bare bones as it gets. There's no espresso, no cappuccino. This is the only coffee she serves.
Almost there. It's not fancy, it's dire. You know, I didn't get into the coffee business because I wanted to, start the next Starbucks.
Thank you. Thanks. Have a good day. See you later. Thanks so much.
I got into the coffee business because it was essential to my survival.
Before the pandemic, running a coffee business was the furthest thing from Nancy's mind. So how did she get here?
Before COVID, I was a full-time yoga instructor. Life was great. I had a great life, and everything was exactly where I needed it to be finally after 10 years of teaching.
Then, like it has for everyone, COVID changed everything. Nancy went from teaching 25 classes a week to 3. Her income dropped to almost nothing.
It was just scary. It makes you feel powerless when you have a successful established career and it's suddenly swiped out from under you.
So Nancy had to find another way to make money, and fast. She used to work in a coffee shop, so she figured she knew something about the business.
I was taking a big risk. I mean, I started this business on a credit card. I had no money in the bank. I was really spending money I didn't have with the hopes that it was going to make me some money later.
Good girl!
In just 2 weeks, Nancy registered her business and built a website.
Check out that down dog. The shop is called Two Hot Babes Coffee Company, and it's named after me and my girl Penny.
Kisses! Good girl!
I really wanted to include Penny in the name of the shop because I wanted to honor her. She is my best buddy. She's been such an incredible source of support throughout the pandemic.
But Nancy still had to find a location, a place to open.
Do you drink it black or with milk? We can put it milk, yeah. Okay, sweet.
She reached out to Faye Blaze, owner of the Winona Craft Beer Lodge, a neighborhood bar. Faye's business was down 90% because of COVID.
I think the biggest scare is kind of losing everything. We've been on the brink of having to close for the last, 6 months at least.
A little bit of milk? Yes, please.
When Faye rented part of her bar to Nancy to make coffee, the idea helped both of them.
There you go, let me enjoy it. Thank you so much. From disaster comes opportunity. So it's in these kind of trying times that beautiful things can come from it.
And then Antoine, what do you take in your coffee?
Just a little milk.
The arrangement's working.
And we'll take 2 of your cookies also.
Nancy's only been open a little more than a month, but she's already building up regulars.
Well, these are the places that make a city feel like home to me. And you might as well put your money back into a place like this than a big box store that's going to have a better chance getting through this situation.
What brought you in today?
I've run past this place a few times.
Oh yeah? That's so awesome. Thanks for coming in.
Perfect. Oh, cheers. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
I find myself clutching my heart often. When people pay for their coffee, I find myself just thanking them profusely. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for switching up your routine and taking a chance on a new business. It feels like in a time of extreme darkness and extreme lack, it feels light in a way that I feel a little bit emotional. I didn't think I could feel light right now. It's really interesting. It pours completely differently from caffeinated coffee.
It's easy to see how COVID has changed people. It's meant the end of some things we took for granted. But the pandemic has brought with it beginnings, too.
It's like a real community vibe there.
Yeah.
I get to wake up with a purpose every day.
Do you take milk?
No.
Perfect.
It has allowed me not only to survive, but to thrive. I feel, happy and excited about living for the first time since the initial lockdown in March.
See you later.
See ya. Nick Purdon, CBC News, Toronto.
As lockdowns and safety rules force people into isolation, let's look at a special friendship that developed among women just looking for company.
Is everybody ready? All right, let's roll the shoulders back, just waking up the body. A couple of us started to exercise, and we thought it'd be a good idea with the pandemic, with so many people isolated and living alone, that we might do it together. And everybody enjoyed the idea of doing it in nature. So we found a spot in Hyde Park. All of a sudden, everybody was finding that this gave them structure, this gave them routine, but really started up as a result of the pandemic.
I usually like to go for a walk in the park, and I saw the group doing exercise. And then one day they finished exercising, so I went to Eve, would you mind if I join? And she said, yeah. And then she actually didn't hesitate to give me her card. The next class I attended, they introduced themselves, and Eve introduced me to them.
We knew each other in different ways. Some I knew, some I didn't. I guess there was a feeling of, well, I needed to be outside. People were saying, I like what you do, and so then it was suggested, well, why don't we get a group together and see who might be interested? Well, Vijaya was just wandering in the park and saw us gathering, so had the gumption to say what's going on, and was looking for a connection in the neighborhood and liked what we were doing. So said, could she join? Oh, okay, enough of that. Any worries or any tension out in the body just to get started? Well, I think all of us have got to know each other that little bit better, even the ones that I knew of some people, but not really well. And so meeting 3 times a week, we chatter and share information and support each other. A number of us are involved with different projects, and Vijaya has knitted hats for the whole group.
Eve emailed me Susan's birthday, and then I said, how about I have some hats? And everybody picked their own favorite color, and that's how we celebrated.
I just find this has become more my local friendship support group, because we can't travel the same way to see other connections that we might have. Inhaling, exhaling back.
It's easy to talk to. That's important in these times. She's a good friend to have and a good mentor if you need to know something.
Thanks for doing the cupcakes today. We just enjoy each other's company right now. Vijaya has been extremely generous since she joined the group. She's made it very clear how appreciative she is, and she's always baking or making energy bars or cupcakes or whatever, and it's very much appreciated.
She finds the strengths in us, I think. That's more I like about Eve.
We're sort of a group, a friendly group. As Ingrid said today, I feel so much better when I come out and I have that social connection, and it lifts my spirit.
Coming up, governments say don't travel, but for some there's an unusual perk.
We're going to try our darndest to see if we can get vaccinated.
Florida is offering vaccines to seniors, and some Canadian snowbirds are taking advantage. But first, it's not unusual to see a few seals floating in the Bay of Chaleur near New Brunswick, but recently there weren't just a few, there were thousands, and that drew an audience.
We've seen a lot of seals. There was at least 1,000 of them on the ice floe. They're harp seals, and they usually travel down from the Gulf of St. Lawrence. They come to eat the heron. It was quite a sight. People were stopped all over looking at the sight of all the seals.
It's a sign of a year where there's no ice. So while they're doing their feeding, they also spend some time lying on the ice. And the only ice that was around at the time was in the Baie des Chaleurs. Wherever the ice goes there, they're going to go.
Usually we get a few, but this time I find it was a lot more than usual. On the ice floes, they were all over. I mean, all over the bay. As soon as they got closer, I took out my camera and I filmed them. If ever you want to visit Charlotte, we've got great seals.
It's game on for the Winnipeg Jets. Fans won't be allowed in the arena, but Manitoba has given the team permission to play their NHL home games this season. All 7 teams in the new Canadian division have now received provincial approvals. Canadians who winter in Florida may get their coronavirus shots faster. The state says anyone over the age of 65 is a top priority for the COVID vaccine. But as Jacqueline Hansen shows us, there are some complications.
It's becoming a familiar scene, vaccines going into arms around the world. But in Florida, those first in line aren't only healthcare workers or long-term care residents. Anyone 65 years or older can get the shots, including Canadians.
We didn't expect it. We didn't come running here for that because we didn't know about it.
Torontonian Perry Cohen and his wife are spending the winter at their condo in Florida. They're both in their 70s and each got their first dose on Tuesday.
If we were in Canada, in my mind, I figure they wouldn't get to the seniors probably between maybe April to July.
The Canadian government still advises against travel abroad, but flights to Florida are running. And Florida's governor isn't turning seasonal residents away from visiting or from the vaccine.
We are discouraging people to come to Florida just to get a vaccine, but for seasonal residents who are going to be here, I think it's totally fine.
Florida, I don't think intentionally wanted to incentivize travel by now offering vaccines to Canadian snowbirds, but they've done a good job of it by allowing it because
this Toronto-based travel insurance broker says he's heard from dozens of Canadians considering making the trip now just to get the shots.
It's the craziest reason to head down to another country, but it seems to be the driving force right now.
Demand in the state is already above capacity.
We're going to try our darndest to see if we can get vaccinated.
66-year-old Canadian Shelton Papel and his wife have been at their home in Florida since December. He says appointments fill up quickly online, but he plans to keep trying.
I'm sure there's probably some people who thinks that'll be the story, will be a Canadian took a vaccine away from an American, which is dumb because it's a world situation. Every time someone gets vaccinated, that's one less person that can be infected.
Optimistic he'll get a shot and that he won't face criticism for doing it. Jacqueline Hansen, CBC News, Toronto.
Coming up, a last goodbye.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for spending the time with us.
Alex Trebek gives his final answer in tonight's emotional Jeopardy episode. That's our moment next. Two months after Alex Trebek's death, fans of Jeopardy finally got to hear his parting words. His final shows aired this week, and tonight was Trebek's final sign-off, and it's our moment.
This is Jeopardy!
Well, for those who were watching tonight's show, looked very familiar.
And now, here is the host of Jeopardy!
Alex's iconic introduction leading to the game show so many of us know and love.
He's not a good poker player, I fear.
But close to the end of the episode, something different. This tribute to the Canadian legend.
We were down and out, you still came back to me.
Priceless entertainment.
You are right. No, you're not right. Oh!
It's led to a flood of tributes on social media. From fans remembering growing up with Trebek, to those lamenting the end of an era, and expressing joy at having been able to tag along all those years. As for Trebek, the game never changed. Even at the end of his 8,200th episode, recorded just 10 days before he died, he remained stoic, closing with a simple goodbye.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for spending the time with us. We'll see you again next week.
He was part of so many people's lives, particularly in Canada, those who remember him when he worked, for example, for the CBC. But many of us, I remember in university watching him every night on Jeopardy, and I had a chance to actually say that to him when he was in an event at the CBC, and then he just started rattling off trivia about Atlantic Canadian universities. He was a remarkable man. That is the National for January 8th. I hope you can join me on Sunday for Cross Country Checkup on CBC Radio. It starts at 4 p.m. Eastern, and then later that evening back here on the National. Good night.